We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.
Gosh, that's swell.
It's a Lowe's Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whenever and wherever you're listening this from. This is Italo's Black Talk Radio. My name is Italo, and I already have my next guest that was unexpected. There he is. Hi, Pierre. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I am actually really so busy right now, and this is wonderful because it's actually been like the first time that I'm like, oh my God, so and so wants to do it, and another guy wants to do it next, and then another person, and then this girl was calling me on WhatsApp, and I'm like, right, this is good. All right, we're gonna.
When it rains, it pours, right?
Yeah, which is actually I haven't had this hectic morning in a while, which is kind of like refreshing.
Good. It's good to hear.
Right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like with the quarantine.
That's very true. That's very true. It has been a very difficult and interesting time.
Yeah, to say the least. But anyway, so we're here because Pierre Woods, he's not only a model, he's not only a handsome man, he's not only an actor, he's not only funny, he's very informative. And he is gotten to you actually have taught me a few things about TikTok.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, and I've been doing it for not so long either. I've been here since March.
Okay.
I don't know how long have you been in TikTok?
Okay. So, very interesting. As soon as the quarantine situation started happening, I told myself I was never going to do TikTok.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing. I saw everyone else doing it, and I was like, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. About halfway through, I actually buckled, and I set up an account, but I didn't really post anything. And for some time, I just kind of let the account just sit there. And I watched other people do and post all different types of things, and I just started taking notes. I started looking at the things that I liked about their posts, and I started looking at little things that I felt like could be improved. So then I started getting like notes.
Yeah.
And then one day I started posting, and that was probably about maybe a month or so ago. And it's been kind of crazy since then.
All right. Wow. You're actually blowing up. I don't know how many followers or what, doesn't matter anyways. It's so, to me, it's not even about the numbers anymore. If you know what I mean. Like, it's about the connection that we're doing, and I'm getting so many people that are interacting, which is what I wanted to begin with. I don't want to just be in somebody's live and not talk or just watch. And sometimes I do, but and sometimes I will interact with whoever I'm inclined to interact with.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually are one of them, because it's like, okay, you're always informative, you're always funny, you're always doing these creative ways to teach people how to TikTok. So
Thank you.
what
I mean,
prompted you to do it, though?
well, I noticed a couple different things when I was taking all those notes. I noticed that there were a lot of accounts that, a person would have, let's say, a viral video or a couple viral videos, and, they would have, let's say, 1 million views, but maybe only 200 likes and 3 or 4 comments. And so for me, I said, well, I mean, how can I go about doing that? I found out how to do that. But to me, that wasn't something that would be a rewarding experience to have, as just, that viral experience here or there. I wanted to create something that would be more engaging for not only myself, but for other people who stop by my page, so that they can get the most out of the TikTok experience. So one of my main things is really encouraging people to engage with other people, to really reach out and not have these people just be followers, but to actually have them be more connected, friendship, almost like a friendship thing.
Right.
So a lot of my content is really just kind of building up a person from not really posting at all to gaining the confidence to post, how to post, and also how to connect and engage to really create kind of a very nice and peaceful environment, to kind of escape from this whole crazy stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah. So what would be your recommendation to somebody who doesn't want to do TikTok? They're happy with Facebook. They're happy with Instagram. They're happy with Snapchat. They're happy
Mhm.
with fill in the blanks.
Right.
Why should they go to TikTok?
Well, one of the things I liked about TikTok after getting involved and after meeting amazing people like yourself and other people is that it's almost like a fresh start, an ability to have a fresh start. I think that, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have all these other things, and you almost have like your established base. If you want to get a little sillier than you normally would or ever would feel comfortable with, I think that those are places where you might not want to do those things because the people that you're following or the people that are following you might see it as uncharacteristic. And I think that TikTok has allowed a lot of people to really step outside of their comfort zones and kind of let loose a little bit more than
Yeah.
what they normally would on other apps that they've already had kind of like this established following and such. So
Right.
it's more liberating. I feel like you get a little bit more of the a person's real personality from TikTok versus kind of maybe Instagram or Facebook.
Mm. Hey, it makes perfect sense to start over, right? Because yes, I have a Facebook. Yes, I have Instagram, but it's kind of like the algorithm with TikTok, right? When I started, it started in one way. It was very negative. It was very too eclectic to the point where I'm like, I don't know what you guys are saying, and you're telling me about, political, and it was
Mm-hmm.
too controversial. It was, during the times that, of course, everybody was protesting about George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
It was very explosive, very. Anyways, I can spend a whole podcast on it.
Oh, definitely.
But then I found people that got me to where I'm at right now, and I was telling this yesterday in a podcast. And I'm like, it will take time until
Mm-hmm.
you get to the people that you will connect with
Yeah.
and follow, and not only follow but interact with them and build a community, because I'm already building a community. We already have Zoom meetings. We
Mm-hmm.
already have connection with people that we would have never met in Australia or South Africa or Ghana or wherever you are, and we don't have to be in the same room because now everything's virtual.
Oh, yeah.
It's just amazing. Like this is it.
It's true. I mean, and I will say this, that I mean, TikTok is one of those places that you're gonna find what you're looking for. And sometimes people will post maybe racy material, and unfortunately, it attracts the racy crowd. Or if a person decides to post something that's a little bit more politically charged, then there's going to be that that direct and polar opposite opposition. And so I love to kind of keep my content neutral.
Mm.
The followers that I have, and well, the friends with the friends I have, are there and are a part of all of the different, backgrounds and viewpoints and things like that. And one of my main things is throughout all of the everything that's going on and how a lot of people are divided in very vastly polar opposite directions, there's still a common ground that we can all kind of meet on, and that is just kind of being entertained, informed, or inspired. And I think that, I mean, and when you go into TikTok, if you're new or if you haven't done it already, I would go in kind of with that mentality in mind, because that's when you're going to start attracting those people who are going to be encouraging, who are going to be supportive, and who are going to be there for you when you need
Right.
it.
Yeah. And then it's like watching TV. It's like basically you have picture that you have so many channels,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody, you are a channel and I'm another channel. So you're
Yeah.
gonna get something that you're not gonna get from Pierre, and you're gonna get from Pierre something you will never get from me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like we're not gonna connect at some point, but it's just that everybody has a different way of telling things and expressing themselves that will spark a different conversation. And imagine yourself how many channels we have.
Oh yeah.
How many are we here in TikTok, right?
Oh, it's tons. There's so many. I mean, I love that. I actually, with the For You page, I actually recently just posted something, a video to help people with navigating the For You page in TikTok. There's different ways where you can kind of curate the content that you see on that For You page, and that helps. I think it helps. But I mean, it also is very helpful. And I just posted today a video about, being able to favorite hashtags and things like that. So you can actually go into, TikTok, and it's not just about algorithm, it's about, being able to go in and look at the things that you really want to see. And I love that about, the app, because you're going to see very left views, you're going to see very right views, you're going to see all kinds of different things. You can delve into those, like you said, channels, and kind of get a taste of what's going on from someone's direct perspective. So I like that.
And not to get political, and that means I'm gonna get political.
It always means that.
The point of this is that even though I might be nonpartisan now, I have to listen to both sides, right? And this is something that we don't do when we're watching TV and we're watching news and we're watching the debates. We're not listening to each other. We're not. So I intentionally will listen to a conservative platform because I want to see what they're talking about. And I also want to see the left side. So even though I might agree or disagree, at least I have a more of a consensus idea of what is this side saying and what is the other side saying. See how I'm doing it.
Yeah. And I'll say this. One of the things that I try to pride myself on is not even just in the political realm of things. It's just, a basic human thing to listen, not to react, but to listen, to understand. And, that's one of the things that I really enjoy about communication is, what's that?
That's the key right there. You said it.
Yeah. And, and it's like, we'll never really grow as people if we just shut down someone else who has a different viewpoint. If anything, if somebody has a different viewpoint, that's the moment where you open your ears the most and you open your mind and your heart just to really see, okay, well, why are they coming from a different angle? And is there any kind of common ground that we can really come together and see the same topic in different ways? And so, I mean, I love that kind of viewpoint on approaching anything, not from politics to just, whether you like chocolate or vanilla ice cream, So when it comes down to it, that's kind of how I live my life,
Yeah. It's a weird time, but it's also a very exciting time. We kind of like want to see now, like we want to step back, and I think the quarantine has helped me to step back and really become more analytical, not cynical, but very analytical. And be like, well, yeah, but you don't have a good point, and there's another point that I heard, and so this helped me understand my political side that I don't like to discuss.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this: anytime you're on any platform nowadays, people forget that it's social media and it's open to the public in many cases. And so when you go in there and you voice your opinion, there's going to be someone with an equal and opposite opinion that is going to probably be privy to your page, and they're going to probably want to drop their 2 cents in. So it's kind of one of those things where when you throw your opinion out there for the public to see, it's almost like opening Pandora's box in many ways. You got to be willing and ready to accept a lot of different viewpoints when your content gets out there, especially if it goes viral. And that's just kind of the nature of it, And it can get a little ugly. I'm not gonna lie, it can get a little ugly.
It will get ugly. It will get ugly. Yeah. So what's the one question you always get, because you're like the smart guy that's always doing this.
Yeah, right.
What is one question that you always get from your TikTokers? of your followers?
You know, I'm glad you asked that question. Actually, I've kind of selected to have this TikTok channel. I like how you mentioned it to be like call it a channel. I like that. So I like my channel to be purely TikTok tip based. And so I've gotten tons of people in my DMs and even in some of the comments asking like, well, can we learn a little bit more about you as a person? We know what you do and we know the tips that you bring, but can you, give us a little bit about who you are? And so I've kind of done it a little bit. I really don't want it to be about, me. I have other things, like I have my Instagram, I have actually a YouTube channel, I have, Facebook and all that stuff. So, I kind of, will push them over to those places. And I want to keep, TikTok to be the place where I'll just, spread information, entertain and things like that. But I do put little golden nuggets in videos
Yeah.
here or there that people can like pick up on, or every now and again I'll post something, but then I'll take it down after a couple days or so. Just kind of give people a little glimpse into what I do outside of TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because at the beginning I wasn't comfortable sharing anything about me. I
Hmm.
kept posting stuff about other people, so I understand that. I understand that you want to, first of all, you want to figure out TikTok. And once you do that, and once you figure your niche and you found your, and so it takes time. It takes time to get there. But once you get there,
Hmm.
like I'm enjoying my lives. I'm enjoying my podcast now more than ever. I already have like another person waiting. I'm like, wait, I'm talking to Pierre. Pierre Woods is
I
on.
appreciate
You
that.
cannot interrupt me right now.
Well, I
uh,
definitely do appreciate being able to get on here and do this with you. Oh my goodness, it was definitely very spontaneous, and I was like, oh man, because
it was.
actually when you first contacted me, um, I was like, yeah, I was excited about doing it, and all of a sudden I got like this influx of and I might have to do a video about this actually, but I have my notifications turned on, so anytime someone like adds me, it goes to my DMs. So I started getting like 1,000 or so like in a very quick amount of time. So it just started pushing the comments down, and I'm like, okay, well now I want to respond to the videos, and I found myself spending a lot of time on TikTok, more than I wanted to. And I was looking forward to doing this, and I was like, okay, wait, and it just kind of slipped my mind. So I'm very happy that you reached back out to me, because I was like, wait a second, yes, this is something I actually want to do. So I'm very pleased about that.
I was a little, I was a little demanding actually. I'm like, whatever happened to you? You promised. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's been kind of crazy because I'm still juggling all of the things that I do in my natural life, well, I mean, my life outside of TikTok, doing the modeling stuff. I do events here in the New York City area, and then of course I'm also doing posts on other things. I'm working on a book right now, so I got a lot of different things that's pulling me in all sorts of different directions. And
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of my pastimes that I really enjoy. Um, and I like that. I like it a lot, but it does take up a lot more time than I think it would. I'll jump on TikTok and I'm like, okay, this time, Pierre, 15 minutes, 3 hours later, still on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's me. That's me all day. All day. Sometimes. Sometimes it is all day long. And so I have a question about creator funds, if you have a minute.
yeah,
But
definitely.
if you don't have a minute, well, you have a minute.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm good.
So yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things about the creative funds, from at least from my perspective, right now, I still have under the 10,000 when it comes down to followers and such. So I'm not a part of the TikTok Creator Fund right now, but I see a lot of different things about it that raises my eyebrows.
Mm.
And when I get there, I'll be able to explore it a lot more. But I think it's kind of interesting how the Creator Fund is kind of based on superficial views as opposed to really engagement and things like that. I feel like TikTok would be a completely different environment if they really based a fund off of connection versus just viewing. I don't really, I mean, I'm not going to say I agree or disagree. I'm just going to say that I can see how that could be, uh, I don't know, it doesn't add to the experience of TikTok. Just saying views is what matters most. I think that engagement is what matters most. And I feel like if you're a big creator and you're never, responding to any kind of comments, or you're never really, connecting with your followers, then, why are you posting really? Now, granted, I will say that, there's tons of people who have, millions of people, and it definitely won't be able to connect with all of them, of course, but, kind of throwing out little gems to connect as much as you possibly can. I think it makes the day of a lot of people, especially when it's a bigger creator, kind of recognizing someone who's like up and coming or starting out. And I think that those experiences really shape, the experience of the TikTok experience.
Right,
It should be rewarded in certain ways. So that's how I look at it. That's my
it should be
opinion.
rewarded. Especially when you know that they're taking 67% of your gifts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean that's also very interesting. I will say that being able to go on live and to have the app already kind of integrate a gifting system is, in my opinion, it's very nice. I don't really see that happening so much with Instagram or Facebook. So this is kind of a step in a nice direction for people who take their time out of their day to do lives and connect with other people. I do feel like that's something that's nice. And I do look forward to, more initiatives like that. I look at TikTok as kind of like the cooler little brother of YouTube. It's
Yeah,
it's
or
kind of like
Vine.
that. Or Vine, yeah. I mean, with this, it gives you an opportunity to create things, create content. It's already built in, which is fantastic. And they're also rewarding you for, of course, building on the platform, which is really nice. Like with YouTube, they also have kind of a tiered system as well, where you can monetize your videos when you get to a certain point.
Right.
And I think that's really nice, especially when you're a content creator that puts in a lot of time and effort into your content. I think that, yeah, there should be some kind of kickback or reward for really doing what you're doing and loving
Right.
it. Yeah,
And for bringing people over to TikTok, because
it's very true.
we got our followers too. I got my followers, and so they're following. They're jumping into TikTok.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
I'm
actually
not
getting
asking
people from
for.
other platforms and bringing them in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I post. I select because there's like so many posts that I do every day. So I'm selecting certain things that I want to post on Instagram
Hmm.
and less on Facebook because I don't like Facebook much anymore. So I give him little nuggets, like you say. Okay,
Hmm.
I'll give you this one, which is
Yeah.
not non-controversial,
Hmm.
non-political, non-nothing, and it won't cause people to freak out. So
Exactly.
for the most part, they like it, and they're like, "Oh, I thought they were just doing WAP dance and just dropping dropping it
Yeah.
like it's hot." And
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly the perception of TikTok before I joined. I thought it was just that, and I
yeah,
found out that at least
and it is to some degree.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's another side of TikTok that I'm not on right now. I've actually found a side that I've been able to really connect with. My audience is around my age, and that's really nice. And I've been able to like connect with a lot of people that way, which has been fantastic. And I mean,
Right,
I really love like the people that I've connected with their content. I go through the following page quite a bit, and then I'll go over to the For You page and search for my
right,
friends. I actually posted a video about that, and I try to support them so they can stay on the For You page and kind of get their followings up, which is that's kind of nice. One of the most rewarding things from the videos that I've been making is when I get someone to comment or to say or to post something, and they're like, I didn't know this before watching your video, and now I do, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh man. Or my favorite is when someone's like, I'm so deathly afraid of posting anything, and because this post or whatever, you kind of you talked me into it. And I'm like, that's awesome. Those are the things that I find the most rewarding about
hmm
posting and connecting on TikTok.
right. Which is why that's why I wanted to have you on because your content is more educational because they have the different right? You have the educational side, you have the entertainment side, you have the comedy, and you have the dance party and the
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah, yeah.
like I said,
I try to,
there's so many subcategories, and then
yeah.
there's channels in the subcategories.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah, I
think
mean,
like Dr. Evil here,
yeah,
that's what he.
yeah. And the funny part is, I don't show anybody this, so you get an exclusive right here. So, I don't know if you know this, but like when I'm doing things, I'm actually taking tons of notes. I have notepads all around me, and anytime I'm on the app, I'll have one of those with me, and I'll jot down a couple different things. I have actually almost a plan. If you go through my content, it actually starts from one place, and it builds a person up to another place. And
Mm.
that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So you're the first person I've told my master plan. My master plan is really to get people, 100% on board with, building up their confidence and capabilities. It's like one of the things I think that stops a lot of people from posting is, they're like, well, I don't know how someone else is going to perceive my
Right.
content. And I don't know if you've seen my bio, but my bio says this is a for me page that's just open to the public. And the
Mm.
reason why I have that there is because, there's something that's deep about that. I'm posting content that I resonate with. And the questions that I kind of had within myself, I know that there's probably somebody else out there that might have the same questions and might want to hear the answers or at least get the dialogue started. So that's kind of the reason why I started a lot of this, is because these were a lot of questions that I had when I first really jumped on this app. And I'm like, ooh, well, I went and I researched and I found out, various answers. So I want to share this with other people who are just now opening the door. And I think that a lot of people, if they go in knowing, well, I would love to be inspired. Okay, you can start doing inspirational content, and here's ways to do it.
Mm.
I like being entertained. Okay, well, if you like entertaining, then here's some strategies to do that. Or I want to be informative. Okay, well, here are a couple things that you can do with the app to make informative content. So I've been doing that, and I will start going into a little bit more branding and things like that. I don't know if you know this, but I graduated with a marketing major from college with emphasis on advertising. So, this gives me an opportunity to use a little bit of that stuff into
So you have
the,
that background. Yeah, I see
yeah,
that. Okay,
yeah.
I see what you're doing. So that's good. Oh yeah, the evil side of you there.
Yeah, but it's all in
Oh,
good fun
master
and to
plan.
build people up. Yeah.
No, and it's interesting because I come from a customer service background myself,
Hmm.
and also a poetry side, and also I am not one person. I'm not just you know what I mean? I'm a
Yes.
theater producer. I've been an Uber driver. I've been in
Hmm.
customer service. I've been on quality assurance. Like
Hmm.
people don't know many of the things that got me to this point, and I'm
Hmm.
48 right now.
Hmm.
Like I cannot even begin to tell you like everything I've done to get to where I'm at. And so I'm sure that you have done, your experience is different than my experience. And you live in New York, I live in LA. So we have different mentalities, but it's great to like um, do that.
That's right. That's so true. I mean, and I love what you just said there when it comes down to, having all of these different components about you. Um, a lot of people have that. And it kind of goes back into what I was talking about before with other social media platforms where a person would only feel comfortable showing one side of it, and having a fresh audience or a brand new audience with TikTok allows for you to open up the door to these other sides of you that maybe other people might not know about, and viewpoints on things that you might not feel comfortable sharing on these other platforms and things like that. So yeah, I feel like it's a much more liberating kind of experience to really be a part
Yeah,
of the TikTok community. So yeah.
right, right. Well, we got a few more minutes left, but let me actually let you let the audience know where they can find you because you tell me about your book, you told me about your modeling. tell us where we can find you because we
Okay.
want to find
Well,
you.
yeah, right. So definitely on TikTok for sure. But Pierre underscore Woods. Technically, you can just find me just by typing in Pierre Woods model or Pierre Woods in Google. You'll find a lot of my modeling content. I used to work for Polo, Ralph Lauren for quite some time, and with my Instagram, I'm at PE Woods. Just very simple at PE Woods. And I also have a YouTube channel as well. That YouTube channel, you just type in Pierre Woods. I kind of keep everything kind of, very centered around just my name. Now the YouTube content, just kind of as a disclaimer, is me going into video games, a mobile game. So that's the content over there. I have the mobile game stuff over there. I have more of the modeling stuff on Instagram. I have building up people on TikTok as what I do for TikTok. And with the book, that's kind of still in the works. And that's going to be more about, the modeling career and what I've been doing and helping people out with that. Kind of going about the same way that I've done with TikTok, where answering questions for anyone who's getting into the modeling industry or just that industry in itself. Also allowing it to be kind of the window into the industry for people who are just curious about it, while also telling my story about what I've gone through. So that's kind of what, the general idea of the book that I'm working on is. And so, yeah, those are the ways to get in contact with me or find me.
Yeah, and I see what you're doing too because like we're like
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
in the sense that you know what content to put on Facebook, you know what content to put on Instagram. I also have a YouTube, and you kind of have to know like, okay, this is appropriate for TikTok.
Yeah.
This is not appropriate for Facebook. This is not appropriate, and then you're showing different sides of you, and that's kind of what I do as well because I'm not a one trick pony, and I don't want to be because that's we're so complex. We're so
Yeah.
complex. We just one day we're gonna be like next year I'm gonna be doing other stuff that I already know it's gonna be way different, and it's about growing and it's about expanding my horizons. And I'm not gonna be a model. I might have been an actor this year, but quarantine.
Yeah.
But we're always actor. We're always acting. We're always performing.
Very true. Very true.
I know you perform in your. I don't know. Have you done theater or have you done TV or?
So I haven't done theater, but I have done commercials. So I've done a few commercials. So I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild, or the actual union for actors. So I'm a part of that. I haven't done commercials in quite some time, but that would be something I would look into at a later time for sure. I do feel like creating the content, especially where I have like characters or I'm doing skits, is kind of preparing me for maybe doing something more theatrical in the future. That's kind of part of the reason why I'm doing it, is to kind of get myself more comfortable with doing that. Mostly because, with modeling, you just kind of, it's the snapshot. You'll get interviewed every now and again, depending on what kind of big jobs you've done. But for the most part, you're just kind of quiet. And I want my voice to be heard because I feel like I got a lot to say. So
You do have a lot to say.
I do. I got a lot of opinions up here. Got a lot of stuff going on,
Yeah.
So yeah, TikTok's been a great way for me to just kind of like loosen up and really get comfortable in front of the camera. And maybe to prepare myself for that next chapter in my life, just the same as you.
We will tune in
Awesome.
to your channels.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Speaking of channels, but yeah, I'd actually like to bring it to a close because I do have my next guest is knocking on the door.
Sounds
and
good.
I have to like have it shut down for him because I'm with you, so I don't want to like be rude.
Oh yeah.
But I do want to thank you for taking the time, and I know that you're in a New York minute. You're ready, so
Yeah, I'm ready to run right now.
yeah.
No, I appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate you inviting me over to your show. I mean, I'm very pleased about this. I'm very excited about this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So before we go, if you didn't see this coming, we're gonna post all the links and stuff and everything below. Whether it's on YouTube, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Anchor, I'm on Google, I'm on everywhere too. So if you're not watching us on YouTube, there are other ways to get information. So, but I will be contacting you. And anyways, you don't have to know this. Or people don't have to hear this part. But you didn't see this coming.
We are go for liftoff in T minus 30.
Hit the record button.